freezing breast milk, sucked at that. Like I was failing, like I could not get her to sleep. Like it's one of those things I just had to let go. On the weekends, oh, it's a free-for-all. I'm glad I can get away. Like stop making these things up, Patricia. Calm it down. You're a great mom. Hi, my name is Patty and welcome to my YouTube channel. I tend to post mommy, baby, and lifestyle videos, so if you like that, make sure to hit the subscribe button and click the little bell so you get notified when I post new videos. And today, I have a different video for you. Before you click out of this, I have it titled, Areas I Failed as a Mom. Now, I know, like, deep down, I know I did not fail. Like, she's growing, she's doing great, but these are just things that I feel like we all, like, beat ourselves up about over and over again. Like, how many times, like, did I feel like I failed at this area? And I just wanted to get it out in the open and let you know, like, hey, I feel like this too. Like, it's okay. Like, we all go through different things. Some areas we might feel like we're excelling at. Sometimes we might feel like we're not, but we're all doing a great job. Like, our babies are growing, they're healthy, they're thriving. Like, we're doing a great job. So, yeah, I wanted to make a little video on areas I failed as a mom. So, meaning areas I felt like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Like, I feel like I didn't know what I was doing, or like I feel like I could never be good at doing this or that. And really, at the end of the day, like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, I'm a great mom, okay? I'm a great mom. But I know we all have this mom guilt. And it's not even just sometimes it's not like things that other people have said to me, like, oh yeah, you know, you probably should have breastfed a little longer. Like, it is none of that. It's sometimes I feel like it's more internal than it is external. I wanted to make a video so that you knew that it's okay. Like, I failed at these spots too. You know, just kind of like a video where we could all come together and be like, yeah, we didn't do good in this spot either. Like, it's okay. Like, it doesn't make me a bad mom. Or just because I didn't know how to do this doesn't mean I'm a bad mom. So, yeah, it's just trying to make a loving video over here. So, yeah, I hope this all made sense. But yeah, just keep watching, you'll get what I mean. Number one thing on my list of areas I failed as a mom, I didn't have a natural birth. Now, I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not knocking anybody in any of this video. Like, this is just where I feel like internally, like, I feel like I should have, like, you know, not gotten an epidural. Like, I should have tried. Like, I should have done this or I should have done that. When really, at the end of the day, like, I had a healthy baby. It doesn't matter. And I know, I feel like, you know, oh, like, I might feel better than someone else. Like, oh, at least I didn't have a C-section. At least, like, I gave one vaginally. Like, no, it really does not matter. So, yeah, the number one, and I beat myself up for a while about it, that I didn't have a natural birth. Like, oh, I might have had a vaginal birth, but I had an epidural, so I'm not as good as other people that went naturally. Like, it's not a competition here. Like, we all gave birth. Like, we all did amazing. Like, that shouldn't matter. So, yeah, that was number one area I failed as a mom. Okay, this is another one, which this one, it's kind of funny in the same sense because I kind of cared but kind of didn't care at the same time. And maybe it would have helped me through labor. Maybe I would have had a natural birth. I did not research anything. If you would have asked me when I was pregnant, what's a midwife? What's a doula? What's any of these different type of things? Like, knowing you could have a water birth, you could have, you know, a hypnobirth. There were so many things I feel like, man, if I would have researched this, like, would I have done? It's a lot of things where it's like, would have been differently? Who knows and who cares at the end of the day? Like, I made it through. My nurses were great. They coached me through. But sometimes I'm like, should I have taken some of those classes? I don't know. Is anybody else feeling like that sometimes? So, yeah, that's an area where I feel like I kind of feel as a mom. I had no idea about childbirth or about kids in general. I didn't research anything. At any time a doctor would ask me, do you have any questions? No, I didn't. Nothing ever crossed my mind. So, but it didn't make me a bad mom. We're still good moms. This is what this video is about. Areas I failed as a mom: sleep training, getting my child to sleep through the night. That is one I can't tell you how many times I've beat myself up about. Like, I'm just like, am I too soft? Like, I can't let her cry it out. And then, like, she's sleeping in my bed, and then, you know, people would ask me, like, oh, are you gonna move her back into the crib? I don't know, because then she, like, Lo started doing better in the crib, but I really wanted her in my room, so it was like one of those things where I was like, am I just being a little bit too more attached? there was so many different scenarios that I've run through my head. And then, like I said, we actually did try to let her cry it out, and this girl does not give up. Like, it's just not for her. And that's one of those things I think I didn't realize. Like, you know, you can try to push something on a baby, but if it's not for them, it's not for them. And it wasn't for them. It wasn't for Lo. It wasn't for me. But I just felt like, I always see so many videos on like how to get your baby to sleep through the night. I've watched like 5 million of them because I was like, why isn't my daughter sleeping through the night? Like, I felt like I was failing. Like, I could not get her to sleep, like even through naps. And even still, like, it's still a struggle. Like, she'll spend half the night in the crib, she'll wake up, and then she'll come into my room and she'll sleep in my bed. Like, it's still a struggle for me, but that's one, like, I've just learned, like, you know, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. She's sleeping, you know, she's fine, she's growing. So it's one of those things I just had to let go. I was like, just the cry it out method is just not for me. And even sleep training in general is just not for me. I don't know, I couldn't get it to work. And like I said, I beat myself up so much about it, and it has to stop. It's not that big of a deal. Kind of going along another line of that, because I see a lot of like baby routine videos, and I was like, I could never do that because I have no routine ever. Like, now that the job I'm at now, I could see like I'm getting a little bit more of a routine, but the job I was at before, no. There's no routine ever. Like, she has no strict nap schedule, even like a feeding schedule. Like, I just, from even when she was young even till now, like, we kind of like at one point, like, she kind of was taking a nap around the same time every day, but it all switches all over the place constantly. And even like a bedtime routine, because, you know, that kind of goes along with the whole sleep training thing. Yeah. She'll wake up at all different times, and she'll go to bed at all different times. She'll take naps at all different times. Sometimes she won't take naps, like just the routine. And I feel like I'm kind of the same way. Like, I never really have like a strict routine of everything I do. Now the job that I have, I work in a school. So, I mean, I have a little bit more of like a schedule now. Actually, I do have a schedule. But you know what I'm saying. Like, it's a little bit more structured, but on the weekends, oh, it's a free-for-all. Who knows what's going to happen? And who knows where I'm going to be? Some weekends we stay up at his parents' house. Sometimes we stay here. Sometimes we stay here and Lo stays up there. Like, it's all over the place. Like, I have no routine whatsoever. So that's one area that I failed as a mom. Freezing breast milk, sucked at that. Increasing my milk supply, also sucked at that. And then weaning to formula, also sucked with that. So it all kind of has to do with the whole breastfeeding thing. And I know so many of us beat ourselves up about breastfeeding or even just pumping. Like, there's just so much pressure, I think, that gets put on us, and there really shouldn't be. As long as the baby is fed, you remember the saying, fed is best. And I feel like I beat myself up so many times about not making enough milk, or, you know, in the beginning, like, I was making a good amount of milk, and then I was freezing milk. I thought, oh man, I've got this. And then we tried to give her the milk, and she flat out refused it, because I'm one of those people that, like, my breast milk smells like sheet metal, like disgusting. Like, I don't blame her for not liking it. So then I stopped doing that, which then ended up hurting me in the long run, because then my milk supply started drying up. There's just so many different factors, and, you know, you always wish you could go back, like, oh man, if I would have went back, like, oh, I would have aced it. But, you know, you never really know. And at the end of the day, like, she's getting fed, and even like weaning her onto formula was the hardest thing ever. And then I felt terrible because I was like, you know, I don't have any milk to give her, and then she's not drinking the formula, so she's not getting anything. And I was like, I know I've like talked about it in some of my older videos of how tiny my baby is. She is so tiny. She's still tiny. She's like, the last time we took her to the doctor, she was 17 pounds, 7 ounces. That was like maybe 2 weeks ago, and she's turning 1. So yeah, she's very tiny. So I always worried so much, and I just beat myself up so many times, like, oh my God, I feel like a terrible mom. Or I wanted to make it to a year so badly. And I just, like, when I had to stop, like, I started beating myself up so bad about it. Like, even still, like, I still miss it so much. Like, I don't miss the pumping. Pumping sucks. To anyone that's like an exclusive pumper, I don't know how you do it, but you're amazing, because I hated it. Like, I just miss the breastfeeding. I miss all of it. I know any of us, even like, you know, you could be breastfeeding for 2 years and you can still miss it. But yeah, that's one part that I really beat myself up a lot about. And I thought, oh my God, I'm a terrible mom. Like, I can't get this right. Or I had so many issues like latching in the beginning. Like, I can't get this right. No, it's okay. we're here. I'm here for you. It's okay. We can all get through this together is what I'm trying to say. This one, which someone can look at me and be like, well, you're thin, so who cares? Like, what do you mean not losing the baby weight? But let me give you the backstory. So I worked out for most of my pregnancy, first, second trimester. Third trimester got a little hard. We were looking for houses, so I would come home from work at night late, then have to go out, look at like 5 houses. Like, I just was running out of time. I also worked an hour away from where I lived, so that adding on 2 extra hours, and then on top of all this, I'm like, I can never find enough time to work out. So then I had to stop because then like I wasn't doing it, and then I was getting like massive, my huge belly. Huge massive belly. So I like, there's just no way around it. I was like, oh, okay, I'll get back into it. And then I was like so excited when I finally got cleared. I was like, thank God I can finally go to the gym, because I was just one of those people, like, I just love going to the gym. Like, I'm not here trying to like be a certain weight or like look a certain way, like super skinny or this or that. Like, I didn't care. Like, I just loved going. Like, I loved working out. Like, it was just, you know, my happy time, you know? And I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to get back into the gym, like, and get this body back. And I mean, I was fortunate where, like, you know, I had a huge baby, so that was some of the weight. And then I didn't gain a lot of weight in pregnancy. So, I mean, most of the weight did come off in the beginning with breastfeeding. Like, I get it, like, I was fortunate in that sense. But just, I just felt like this pressure, like, you know, because I'm such, like, a, you know, athletic person, like, I go to the gym all the time, that, like, I don't know, I feel like when I just stopped going, like, I went like a couple of times in the beginning when I was on maternity leave, because it was a little easier then to go, and I was going with my boyfriend. And then at a certain point, like, I tried going when I started going back to work, and like I just could never find the time. And I feel like there's always those people that are like, you can always find time to go to the gym. And I'm like, well, not really. My daughter, she likes to wake up at 5 a.m. Our gym opens up at like 4:30. When am I going to have time for that? Okay, thank you. And then I drive an hour to get to work. I'm at work for like 8.5, 9 hours. Come home, another hour. And then I might be able to spend like an hour before Lo has to go to bed. And then at this point, I'm so damn tired from this whole day and pumping and all this. And I just felt like, oh my gosh, I'm just one of those people over here making all these damn excuses. But at the end of the day, who really cares? Like, I'm sorry, but I just want to spend time with my baby. And I just feel like at the time, like, I just couldn't. But I like was beating myself up about it, because I was like, oh, you know, there's always like those like fitness people are like, I'm always in the gym. And like, that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, I'm not saying anything bad about anybody. But like, you know, sometimes like, you know, just internally, like, you see something and it's just, you're like, why can't I do that? You know? So I beat myself up a while for that. And even now, like, that I have this new job where it's like 20 minutes down the road, not even. So like, and my hours are shorter. Like, it's great. I love my new job. But I just, sometimes I still don't get there, because I'm like, well, you know, I really like doing this YouTube thing, so I want to like film a couple videos, or I want to edit, or, you know, I have to do this or this. Like, sometimes I just don't get to it, and I like go to bed so freaking early. So I'm like, there's no way I'm going to go at night. You know, I have been able to go to the gym more often now, so I feel like, you know, fortunate now, because, you know what, it's still my happy place. Like, you know, it's like my outlet, like how YouTube is my outlet. You know, and I think kind of I started like, you know, going more towards YouTube because I was like, well, I have like the time for it. Like, I'm not like going to the gym. Like, at least I can spend time with like Lo. Like, she could be in here while I'm filming, although I try doing that now. It doesn't really work that well. But anyways, long story short, yeah, I just beat myself up a little, because I felt like, I mean, other people are able to get back in the gym. Like, why can't I? Like, why am I having issues with it? Like, I feel like I was making up all these excuses, and really, sometimes you just want to spend some time with your kid. But I know some of you that watch my videos, like, you're a stay-at-home mom, and nothing wrong with that. Like, I want to be a stay-at-home mom. Like, I really, like, that's what I wish. Like, that's what I want. But our situation, like, our financial situation, like, just everything, you know, I'm just not able to. I mean, I'm fortunate that, you know, my boyfriend is home like 3 days a week with her. So, I mean, I just feel lucky that at least I have that. Like, you know, I didn't have to put her in daycare or any of that. Like, you know, I have, like, you know, he's home with her all the time. So, like, at least she's, like, bonding and having fun with, like, one of us, like, most of the days. But I know, I beat myself up so many times, and I was like, why can't I make this work? Like, you know, other people say, like, oh, like, you know, we can make this work, but I don't know, I felt terrible about it, and like, it hit me so hard going back to work. And I think I'm going to make a video about that as well. like leave a comment down below if you would like me to just ramble on about that as well. But I had a really hard time going back to work, and I beat myself up for no reason. Like, it's great, like, you know, if, you know, you can stay at home with your kid, it's also great, you know, being able to go to work. Like, there's advantages to both of them. There really is. Because sometimes, not gonna lie, like, I'm glad I can get away for a couple hours. I know that sounds terrible, but it's like, you know, like a stay-at-home mom, like, she can't, like, just go, you know, out of the house for like 4 hours out of the day. If like, she's like, I can't deal with my kids today, you know. So there is positives to both. It was just one of those things that, like, I never knew I was gonna be like that. I don't want to say obsessed, that sounds like I'm crazy, but like, I had never wanted kids before, and then like I met my boyfriend, happy story, whatever. So I had a baby, but I never knew I was going to be affected that much. Like, I always was like, oh, like, why, I would never want to be a stay-at-home mom. But then like when I had my baby, I was like, I never want to leave her. And I've gotten a lot better with it, and especially now, I think because I was so far away from home where I worked, that it just added on to it. But yeah, it got easier, but I still wish I could be a stay-at-home mom. Like, I just want to be at home with my baby all day, but it is nice to get away. But yeah, I just beat myself up, and I know, you know, a lot of us that work, you know, you know, you miss your baby. Like, you were like, you kind of feel like you're a terrible mom, but at the end of the day, a lot of us work, you know, a lot of us either full-time, part-time. So, you know, it's not like I'm over here like the only one. No, there's a lot of us, you know. I mean, you get over it eventually, but it's one of those things that I just, oh my gosh, I killed myself forever about it. It's okay. So I hope this video made sense to you. I really just wanted a video where I could just let out in the open, like, all the times that I was just like, why I feel like I'm a terrible mom. Like, I know we all feel like that on the inside, so I hope this gave you some insight into, like, me and my thoughts. Like, I mean, I don't think I ever seen, like, a perfect mom on, you know, YouTube, but I know sometimes, like, you know, you can look up to some of these moms and you're just like, oh my gosh, I feel like they have it all together. Well, no, we don't. Like, inside, I'm just like, all the time, I'm like, I'm a terrible mom. I'm a terrible mom. But no, I'm not. Like, it's all in my head. Like, stop making these things up, Patricia. Calm it down. You're a great mom. So, yes. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this made sense. I hope I wasn't rambling too much. But yes, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.